Sometimes I wake up in the morning with my blankets wrapped so tightly around me that I forget where I am. The first thing I do is listen. Back home, I would listen for my mother's gentle footsteps on the hardwood floor, careful not to wake us up. If my mother is one thing, it is careful. Something that seems to be so forgotten here as I awake to my roommate's drawer slam as she pulls her clothes out of them in a hurry. Life is hurried now. I miss the days where I was ignorant to hurried and I could enjoy my time in my backyard, running around shoeless and barely clothed, feeling the mud and dirt squish in between my little toes. One wrong, careless step, and a squawk would come from one of the chickens that darted around my feet. I would pick up the injured, apologizing for my mistakes until I forgot I had made one. My mom would watch me, supervising, as she let me learn on my own. She had a strong mother's intuition, or maybe it was just faith in me. My mother allowed for freedom, for mistakes. I question the freedom she let me have as I look at photos of myself with hair cut short on one side, long on the other, after I found a pair of scissors and decided to experiment. She reassured me it looked just fine, spewing convincing words about how it would be my signature hairstyle. I often liked to do things myself, teaching myself as I went along, or at least that's how my mom liked to explain it to her friends who would look at me questioningly, turning back to her with judging eyes. I sat in the front hallway of my house on the worn, rich, blue Persian rug, with my much brighter blue Powerpuff Girls tennis shoes, trying to figure out how to tie them. I moved the two strings past each other, trying different configurations, each time failing, as the strings slipped through each other, resembling anything but a bow. I would scream in frustration, my mom, meanwhile, I'm sure, in the kitchen, holding her hands pressed against her ears. I would figure it out eventually. She knew that. There was no hurry to learn. And when I got too tired of screaming and the frustration had bubbled over into tears, I would collapse, back pressed against the blue Persian rug, looking up at the colored glass ceiling light that resembled a kaleidoscope through my blurry vision as the little drops of salty water ran down from the corners of my eyes across the sides of my cheeks, tickling as they plopped into my ears. On nights like these, my mom would tell me stories of when her life was just as unhurried as mine was. The soothing voice of her stories rocked me into a haze. The last thing of the day I would hear were the hushed tones of her voice, feeling the hand that ran back and forth through my hair so gently until I closed my eyes. But now, at night, I hear nothing but the white noise of my fan buzzing in my quietly chaotic, hurried life.